time for some more kit bashing.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the DNA Design DK-25 Gearmaster accessory set. So here we are, and there it is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging right up front here. It just says 86 because this is meant for your 86 bots. For the most part, DK-25, up top DK-25, on the bottom words, things, barcodes, on this side DK-25, on this side DK-25, on the back of the box we have your obligatory product shots, and that's basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have the upgrade / accessory set for the Studio Series 86 bots. For the most part, we get some bits and pieces here for 86 Cup, we get some things here for 86 Hot Rod, and some parts here for 86 Jazz, and we also get some new hands for the Bumblebee movie Starscream. He's kind of the oddball here, but hey, it was in the box. So let's get down to showing off how all of this works. So moving on. So let's start off with the oddball of this set, which is Bumblebee movie Starscream. We get some new hands for Screamer. And to install these, it is quite simple. We're just going to undo these two screws right here. So just undo these. Give them a good unskidding. Pry this off. Then you're just going to remove the old hand and replace it with the new hand. Now they do need to be oriented a specific way. You can see how this the port here is angled up. That's the way you want it. You don't want it angled down like that. You want it angled up. Per the instructions, that's the way they want that going. So then you just install the new hand. Just get that wiggled on there. Whoops. Just came off the mushroom peg. It's okay. Pop that back on. And then we just put his arm back together. You stay. And get that started. And now and there is Screamer with his new hands. So now he has wrist rotation. Hooray! He can turn his wrists, and it gives him not really much of hand articulation here. Just his index finger can move. You can just kind of open that up, so you can put a blaster in there, and I guess then it will, look like he has his, his finger on the trigger. I guess that's the desired effect there, but that's a thing you can do if you want to do it. Now, one trade-off here with this is that when you're going to transform him and you're flipping the hands in, like now they don't tuck in all the way like the old hands did. You can say just kind of stick in, and you can't really, that's as far in as they'll go. So I can see now why he didn't have wrist rotation in the first place, because there's this kind of compromises other things. But yeah, that's a little bit of a drawback, and I actually might end up just putting the old hands back on him, because I like the old hands just kind of sitting in there nice and flush when he's in his alt mode. So yeah, that's just because they don't fit in any other way. You can't do it, you can't rotate them around because then it just doesn't go in at all. You can't do it palm up because that doesn't work. You can't do it like that doesn't. So it's not some different orientation. It's just the fact that now there's just not enough real estate in there for the hand to tuck into. So that's a bit of a trade-off. I don't know if it's worth it. I might very well just put his old hands back on. But hey, it's a thing that was in the box. So there you have Screamer. So let's move on. So here we have the old timer, and so the parts that he gets are not really an upgrade. It's more so for display purposes. So we get some little damage bits here. You can see those, and you get 2 sets of them. And what these are for is when you rip his limbs off here. We'll rip off an arm, rip off a leg here. So there is one that is thicker than the other. So the thicker ones go on the legs, the thinner ones go on the arms there, as you can see. So what you do here is you take this and you pop that on that nub, and then you pop this on, then you pop this here like that. Then you take this and you pop that on that nub, and then you just plug this here, and now, you know, he actually has some like exposed damage there, as opposed to just a post and, you know, a port just hanging out there. Now he's actually got some little ripped out bits, so you can have him laying there. And you also get these two, you know, puddles of fluid. Could be energon, could be oil, lubricant of some kind, Mountain Dew, could be pee, who knows? But you get this, and you can just lay this down here like that, and, you know, Cup can be all like, oh, I just got ripped apart and I peed a little. Sorry about that. That's what happens when I get startled at my age. By the way, fix me. You know, I mean, just, it's, again, things you can do if you want to do it. But again, it just makes for a little display option there. Hey, options, they're good. So that's what you get for Cup. So now, let's show off how this works in alt mode, because you can't store this on the alt mode. So here he is in alt mode. So what we can do here is we just flip him upside down, and we can take these bits here, and these will just go into these openings here in his forearms. So you just line that up. There's a specific way they have to go. There we go. Plug one in right there, and then you just plug this one into the other arm like so, and again just kind of get things lined up right. There we go. Plug that in like that. That's how those store. And then these bits here will just plug into his hands. There you go. And there you have storage for your little battle damage bits, and, you know, you could, you know, make him look like he sprung a leak or something. I don't know, but hey, things you can do if you want to do it. So there you have that. So moving right along. And next up here we have the Jazz Meister. Now what he gets is he gets a pair of forearm fillers. He gets a pair of things you can drop. You get a pair of thigh fillers. You do get his little grappling hook attachment there. And you also get a pair of big old speakers here, which are just done in blue and black. They look pretty good. So this is what you get for Jazz. So how this works, as you can very well guess, the forearm panels just fill in the forearms. So you just pop those in like so, and pop that in. Now I did review an upgrade kit for him a while back that does something very similar. Yeah, same basic premise here, just filling in those gaps, and then you just bring in little thigh panels, and these will just pop right in like that. And like that. And that's all you do. And voila, gaps have been filled. Hooray for gaps being filled. So now to give him his grappling hook, what we're going to do here is obviously we have to pop this out. So we can flip his hand in, and we can just pop this back on. It doesn't hold in super securely when his hand's in there, but it'll stay for the most part. And then you take this, and there is a tab right here on his forearm that will go into this slot right here. So you just tab that on like so, and voila, now he has his grappling hook. Hooray, full grappling hook. So you can roll this up. That's a little spool here. Takes a bit of doing, but you can totally wrap this up if you want to. But yeah, it's got a little grappling hook. Yay! But you can also give him these new big old speakers here. He can just hold these in his hands, like so. You can have that going on. So you can pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang with the power of music. You can do all kinds of that. You can also remove these sections here, and if you want, they will attach to the sides of his waist. So you just plug that in on either side like that, and you can have that going on. Again, things you can do if you want to do it. If you don't want to use these for that, guess what? You can plug them in right back here, and they can fill in these gaps here. So you can pop those in like that, and voila, just makes for some more gaps that are filled. So again, things you can do if you want to do it. So now let's go to alt mode and show how all of this stores. Okay, so here we have him in alt mode. So what they want you to do here is we need to open up these panels and bring his arms down. Now, what they want you to do with the forearm panels is they want you to take them off entirely, and they want you to just kind of wedge them up in here. So that's what you're supposed to do. Just kind of take them and just tuck them up in there like that. They will fall out, but the whole point is you just kind of wedge them up in here, and then the arm itself will hold it in place, and then you just close that up, and voila, there it is stored. So I'm personally not a fan of this myself, but that's what I want you to do with it. So there you go. And just pop that in. And there you go. Now those panels are stored in there like so. So now for the grappling hook, you want to roll it up and leave yourself a little bit of slack here. And what they want you to do, and this honestly doesn't work too well. I mean, it works, but it doesn't work at the same time. I'll show you why. So they want you to take this and just kind of tuck it right there in between his arms, then take the hook itself, and this will tuck right in here, like so. And it does so fine, but the problem is, now, as you can see, like those front wheels, when you try to roll them, those front wheels don't hook up. Like it brings up the whole front section just enough to where those front wheels just don't want to hook up, even if you have everything nice and squozen as it should. You can see those front wheels just don't hook up like they could if you don't have these on. Take that out, you can see, just for the sake of comparison, you can see now, woo, look, nice smooth roll, all the wheels are hooking up, but when you try to do this, I don't know, it just adds that little bit of extra material there that just keeps the wheels, it just keeps those front wheels from hooking up. You can see it just lifts those front wheels off the ground just enough that now they're not hooking up. So that's kind of, so that I'm not a fan of, but yeah, I don't care about alt mode storage, so honestly it's not a deal breaker, but still sucks that it doesn't seem to work exactly as it should, unless I'm just doing everything wrong. I don't know, but there's only but so much space to kind of shove this, really. I mean, it's just, but it just keeps those front wheels from hooking up. But anyway, you got that. And what you're going to do with the speakers here is you can swing these sections out like so, and you're going to just bring his feet down slightly, and they will, oops, there's the left and the right, just plug these in to either side, like so, and like so, and just plug these in, and they will just swing around. And now Jazz has his giant speakers, and that looks pretty cool. That I can work with. I dig that. So, oh, and one more small thing. Yes, these black pieces do go right back on top of the speakers where they were originally. So there you have the full effect there for Jazz. So, moving right along. And last but not least, here we have Hot Rod. Now, what he gets is not an upgrade kit, it's just a display option. So, what we get for him is his fishing pole, right there. It has a string. At the end of the string is a fish. It's a whopper, all right. There you go. You get that. And you also get little Daniel sitting on the rock here with his fishing pole. And, yeah, he has no face, but it's okay. Fishing pole is rubber. Actually, it's all made of rubber. But, yeah, the fishing pole itself is very, very bendy. But, yeah, we have little Daniel. And he just plugs onto the rock. Like so. You just shove that up his butt. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And you take Hot Rod here. And you give him his fishing pole. I'm not going to waste time just getting everything posed properly. You can have him holding the fishing pole properly, but just to give you an idea here. And you can see you have this slot right here for this section right here of his butt. And that will just plug right on, like so, and there you go. You can have Hot Rod and Daniel fishing and talking about life and their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, and all that stuff. I actually like that. This is honestly my favorite part of this kit, honestly. I really like this. And yeah, that is pretty much it, so there you go. So there you have the Gear Master accessory set, and yeah, it's okay. You know, my favorite things about this set are the fishing setup for Hot Rod and the battle damage parts and the puddles of pee for Cup. Those are my favorite parts of this set. The hands for Starscream are okay. It's nice that they give him some extra articulation, but unfortunately they don't tuck away as nicely for the alt mode, which kind of irks me. The stuff for Jazz is fine as well. It does what it sets out to do, and it does it well. You know, my only gripe is that the grappling hook storage in alt mode doesn't seem to work as well as it should. It hinders the rolling. Again, I could just be doing everything wrong. I'm not sure, but for robot mode, it all works fine, so there you go. Now, if you would like this or any of DNA Design's other offerings, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There'll be a link in the description down below so you can check that out. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love Peace Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the DNA Design DK-25 Gear Master Accessory Set. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face.